Once you have finished writing your essay and you have found a compilation of all of your sources, you are going to put those on the last page. This is called your Works Cited page. Now, if you notice, the format is very similar to all the other pages of your essay. This page is specifically to list your sources that you cited throughout the paper. So you don't need to worry about having something in paragraph form or explanations. You're basically just telling me exactly where your information came from. So this will be an entirely new page. So once you have finished writing your essay, you will begin a new page, and your header should still be intact. So you will see your last name and the page number that follows. That should still be in your header. And then your very first line will have the title Works Cited. Make sure you check the spelling on that, because I've seen that misspelled many times. You just capitalize it, no bold, no italics, no nothing. Just capitalize your title, push enter, and go on to the next space. Now, if you notice here, these are alphabetized by author's last name. You put the last name, comma, first name, as much as you know based on your book or your journal or your article, whatever you have. And then you will italicize the title of the work that you are referencing. Then you're going to tell us information about where it was published and the publishing company. You're going to tell me what year it was published, and then you will put a period, and then you're going to tell me this is something new. You're going to give me a publication marker. For example, if you got this from a book or from a journal, then you would follow it with the word print. If you find a website that is a source, that can also be a source, that's alright, you will write web instead. This is also something that has changed, because in the past, when you reference something that was from an online journal or from an article online from a website or something, you would copy and paste the entire web address that you see in the box. Normally, you would paste that onto your Works Cited page. MLA no longer requires that. Instead, you can simply put web, but keep in mind that your teacher's rules supersede the rules of the Modern Language Association when it comes to an assignment. And I am asking you on this assignment to give me at least the main URL of where you found the source. So if you found it on webmd.com, tell me that you found it there. I don't care for all of the details, and you don't have to paste the entire site, but let me know exactly what website you found it on. If you notice as we scroll through, you see last name, comma, first name. If we know a middle initial, great. If we don't need to put it. There are multiple authors. List them in the same order that they are listed in your in the text in the book, and then just one right after the other. You know how to write a list, comma, and put the final person, period. The title of the work. Tell us who published it, what year, and what type of material it is. Well, I'm just going to scroll through so you can take a look. If you do not have a publisher, and you know, for example here, this was known to be printed by the federal government, it did not say specifically who published it. If you don't have a specific name but you're inferring, put it in brackets like they did here. If you are missing any of that information, please see the handout that I have given you on citing, because there are many, many exceptions. If there's no known author, you're going to alphabetize the works with no known author by their title. And there are several other similar exceptions. But basically, if you have the book in front of you, write down the author's name, the title of the book, what pages you reference, so that you can use that in your in-text citation, and then the publisher and the year it was published. And if it's a book, then you know you write print. And here's an example this is something where we don't know the author's name. So we have the title here. Then we have the publisher, Prairie View A&M. It was published in 2003. You found it on the web, and then this would be the date that you found it on the web. 6 December 2008 was when this was on the web on Prairie View A&M's site. So I'm scrolling through. I want you to take a look. If your Works Cited page happens to go for more than one page, which it absolutely does not, remember I'm only requiring 2 print sources. So if you find additional information on websites and whatnot, those are okay to have, but you aren't required to have multiple pages of Works Cited. Just continue on. You don't need to put Works Cited at the top again. You'll just push enter, your header will continue, and you'll list them. Make sure you keep in mind last name, comma, first name, period. Title is italicized, period. Then you will put information about the publisher, the date, and let me know if it's a print or a web. So let's put some of this information together into a small recreation of a Works Cited page. Now you see I've continued on to another page. My heading remains here at the top. No problems there. Now we'll make sure that we are, if you have not changed your spacing, which you should not do, that should still be doubled. I've just opened another document, so I just want to make sure my spacing will be right. You're going to go to the very first page, or the very first line, and if you're on this home tab, you're going to click to center your first line, and you're going to type Works Cited. You don't need to bold or anything else, just simply place your words, and from there we will be left justified. So go ahead and go back to the left justification, and then we will begin by typing last name, comma, first name, period, and then we will put in italics. You can push Control I, or you can click this lovely I here at the top. Then we're going to put the title of the book. Then we will put the place of publication, and then we'll put a colon, and then the publisher, and then a comma, and then the year of publication, and then we will put the medium of publication. Now if you see here, when I go, it's going to go beyond one line. Now if I push tab, look what happens. The whole thing goes over, and I don't want that. So what I will do is push enter. Now this line will be independent, and I can push tab so that the last name of this author will stand out from the rest of the list. Now let's take a look at another important thing to note. In MLA format, we do not need to put specific titles like doctor or sir or saint or any degrees like PhD or MA. Those are okay to leave out. Even if they're listed in the title of your book, you don't need to list them in the Works Cited page. So let's look at an example. If our author was Dr. Martin Luther King, let me show you how we would put this. We would put last name, King, and first name, Martin Luther, comma, Jr., and then a period. So keep that in mind as you go. Oh, I don't know where my comma went there, sorry. King, Martin Luther, so King, comma, Martin Luther, comma, Jr., period. And then the title of the book, the place of publication, publisher, year of publication, period, medium of publication. Now let me show you what to do with when you go to the next line. Let's say that the next line is going to be something that you received on a website. It's very similar. You're still going to do last name, comma, first name, period. Now, if we find an article instead of a book, we're going to put that in quotation marks. So title of article will show up here, and then we will put the same information, place of publication, and the publisher, and the year that it was published. Oops, I can't talk and type, obviously. Now, this is where it will be slightly different. You're going to put the medium of publication, which is, in this example, a web. So if you want to, just for example's sake, I'm just going to type web. Then you're going to tell me what day you access this. And don't worry, I'm not going to say, ooh, you did this the night before. Don't worry. And remember, in MLA format, we type our date a little bit differently. You're going to tell me the date that you accessed it, period. And I'm asking you to tell me the specific website where this information is located. And so you're going to put that information inside brackets that look like this. So you'll basically just put www. Whatever the website really is. Please don't anybody put www.whereifoundthis.com, because that's not funny. And then you'll close that in brackets and move on. Now take a look again. We're going to do the same thing. Enter and tab just to make sure that it goes where we want it. And if yours automatically becomes a hyperlink, just like mine just did, then click Remove Hyperlink, which I right-clicked to get that little menu to come up, and then you may need to re-enter your brackets. Alright, and I just there clicked Undo to get it to go away. So hopefully this helps clarify. I've given you a couple examples. And if you have more questions as you go, please don't hesitate to email me. I'll be checking my email frequently, and look forward to seeing a beautiful researched essay with a lovely works cited page. Good luck and take care.